Hey, what's up, guys? So, yeah, I have switched my streaming computer down here, same space, same everything else. And I wanted to do a test stream before the regular Tuesday streams because so everything breaks tonight. And I'm going to unlist this stream after I do it. I thought of doing a private stream. I thought of doing a stream for the members only, but I realized I want to do it exactly how I do it. So I know if it works, and I'm glad I did because like right when I tried to go live, the computer was like that. Well, this keeps happening, so the camera's turning on and off. That's separate. Just go to the GoPro for now, but yeah. So I OBS, my streaming software has changed like the way it works, which is in a lot of ways better. Where you used to have to put in the stream key and all this stuff, it apparently don't have to do that anymore. Whatever. I don't really understand it, but when I went to stream, it was like you don't have any stream set up. So then I was able to figure out how to do that. So, anyways, this is just a test. Basically, what I've done is I had a custom editing PC built during the pandemic, a company that actually had graphics cards and stuff like that when no one did. Um, I used it for a while. I was never happy with it. It's just so. Anyways, I bought that MacBook, and that's what I use. I use an M1 Max, and it crushes this $5,000 custom build editing PC hooked up to two other monitors and all that. So I figured I have this giant paperweight. I might as well bring it down here. The computer I was streaming on was just an old Dell I had around. So then my thoughts were, well, I might as well, if I'm not going to use that Dell, I might as well harvest anything good out of that and put it into this. So I'd been testing that out. I pulled all the RAM from that computer, put it into this one to bump it up. The other thing I did, which is confusing the hell out of me, is I pulled the graphics card out of the old computer because I'm using an old Mac monitor here. You could probably see a little bit. That was just here at the studio from the other photographer. But when I brought this computer down here, I realized this computer's too modern and doesn't have the kind of whatever that VGA connection this Mac does. So I installed the old computer's memory card, and I had read all the information online that wouldn't matter. It would just work as an adapter. But I think what's happening now is this computer is relying on this old 1050 NVIDIA instead of the way more advanced 3070 that I have in here, which is really frustrating. So I was trying to figure out that. But like even right now, even though I set OBS in NVIDIA's control panel to run on the good graphics card, the fans aren't spinning, so I know it's not doing anything. So the expensive graphics card is working as an adapter, and this whatever one isn't. The camera's turning on and off. I don't know if you guys could hear that. So, yeah. So all this stuff is really annoying, and I'm just trying to get it to work. So yeah, using a $5,000 computer or whatever it cost me to stream. The other thing is, though, having that down here, the benefit will be that, I was making all my thumbnails, and when I wanted to make a new members video, everything I had to go upstairs and then come back downstairs and then go upstairs and come back downstairs. Now I actually have a computer that I could do that kind of stuff with. So even to make this thumbnail, the camera that's shooting me right now, since it's already hooked up to the computer, I was just able to take the photo, take it over to Photoshop, make the thumbnail all here in one spot. The other computer, I didn't have my Adobe apps on because when you have a account, unless you want to pay more, you can only have it on two computers. So again, I wanted to have it on these two. The other benefit of having this thing down here would be if there was some reason I didn't want to use my MacBook or I wanted to do something on Windows, which I strongly prefer. Now it's set up to something. When I had it upstairs, what I was doing is unplugging all the monitors from the MacBook or the dock for the MacBook and then plugging them back into this thing. But now I've got everything I need off this, and so whatever. So I wanted to test this. One funny thing, when I turned this all on earlier to set up the scenes and all that stuff, this camera was finally autofocusing again, which it hasn't done for like a year and a half. And now that I'm live, no autofocus. Makes no goddamn sense. There's no reason in the world it shouldn't work, but it doesn't. So anyways, that was just so this is kind of just a test stream, like not a big bike thing right here. I mean, I'll chat for a little bit. My plan isn't to be on super long. I saw Rock said that I would like to watch the national championship game, but I'm not going to buy a service to do it. So yeah, the camera just turned off again. Yeah, the GoPro's way overexposed. I don't know why. it's not in any kind of manual setting, and they're usually really good at auto settings. One cool thing I did realize with the GoPro, they updated the app, and you didn't used to be able to do this live, but I could change the virtual lenses on the GoPro. So let's see, it broke it a couple times, it worked a couple times. So now it's in narrow, so it is a tighter shot, which works for something like this. Let's see it paused. Let's see if it'll come back on. Oh, weird. No, it went picture in picture. We'll go out of there and come back, see if it worked. Nope, it's frozen. So again, another thing that I thought was working that is not working. Deactivate, activate. Nope, now no GoPro. So that's why you test this stuff. Okay, now it came back on, but in the same lens configuration, which makes no sense. Let's see, lens mode. Nope, froze again. Okay, so now I know I can't really do that during the streams. Or I can, and it looks all wonky. Look what it just did there. I assume that's what you guys are seeing, some weird double picture-in-picture thing. Why does that GoPro lens look like it's so foggy, too? Maybe it's just the way it's pointed into one of the lights. I don't know. Yeah. Looks horrible. Canon's working, though. Yeah, anyways, like I said, that's why I'm doing it. I just want to see what'll work, and I just wanted to do it real and live to know what's going on. So, other thing I'm not testing tonight, but one thing we're working on, like when this setup works and once I figure out the graphics card issue, I bought and some of you guys had recommended this before. I think it might have been Dimitri. I can't remember, but a splitter. So I've talked a lot about wanting to do virtual guests again. And since Dave's able to help me out, it would be really awesome to have him be able to produce the stream, but me still be able to grab stuff I want to. So what we're going to do is split the bottom monitor. Well, I'll have to switch them because, again, that VGA issue, or whatever they call it, DVI, I don't know. That stuff doesn't matter to me. What shape is the plug? you know? so that when Dave's sitting there, he could have OBS on a second monitor with another wireless mouse. So when I'm talking to the guest, he could change the scenes to make the guest full screen. When they talk about something, he could be the one to pull it up. I thought with this computer and with both graphics cards, like if I get a second monitor that's DisplayPort, because let's see, do I have any cameras now? Got a frozen one. Awesome. Now this camera's back. I'll use a different camera tomorrow for the stream if this is still happening, if I don't figure it out. But I'll also try and switch cord cables to see if it's a cable issue, whatever. It's a super expensive cable that's proprietary to Canon, but that you used to have to use on their DSLRs. But yeah, anyways, all this stuff to try and figure out how like Dave could actually be producing the streams, pulling up the comments, pulling up the images to make it so I could just kind of chat. When we did the guests in the past, we had a lot of fun, but it's also so much to think about when you're trying to pay attention to somebody, and then you're also trying to, basically when you live stream like this, you're an entire production thing yourself. So, yeah. Yeah, I really can. Oh, now that camera froze. GoPro's working again, though. Even though it looks awful. Yeah, this super annoying, just super annoying. To plug a bunch of stuff into an extremely capable, expensive computer and not have it work is always really annoying. I always say when I'm talking to my girlfriend about this stuff, I'm like, I know these are like when people say first world problems, but it's like I'm not skimping together trash. Like this is all very nice stuff, So it's super annoying. I spent the money to try and outspend my problems because it's what I do for a living, not YouTube, but video editing and photography. So, anyways, trying to get it to work, but yeah, I'm gonna try and switch the GoPro camera again. I don't understand why it would work. Everything kind of worked when I wasn't streaming, and now I start streaming and everything just breaks. But let's see if it'll work. Nah, it just froze. That is so weird. It just, like I said, the camera had autofocus earlier. This GoPro thing was working earlier. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Testing it out. Being annoyed as hell. Nope, no. Drinkwater said, check the movie Wayne's World. I do know the movie. It's been a really long time since I've watched it. But are you guys seeing this in this weird picture-in-picture view that's happening now? But I also set up a dual camera, but when neither cameras are working, it won't matter. Okay, now we got half and half. So yeah, where is my cat? Brought him down here. Already followed me down here. I'm gonna look at some comments, see if any random advice that might help out. But yeah. Oh, the other thing I was curious about from your guys' end, and now because again, fuck, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna have to test this again tomorrow before the stream because there's no way I'm gonna sit here and deal with this. But yeah, does the quality look the same for any of you guys who regularly watch the stream? Because that's the other thing. OBS seems to test all that stuff on its own now, whereas I used to like run these tests and set the settings. So if anyone could tell me if it looks I mean, the GoPro looks like, grainy. Obviously, it's a GoPro in low light, but when it's on the Canon scene or I guess the internet scene, does this kind of look the same as it usually does? Bye, threw you off on the day of the week. Yeah. Yeah, Dimitri, I really don't think I should have. Well, I don't. I thought that those Maxim first. Oh, I'll pull up this comment. You might solve the problem with an adapter. From what I thought, I understood that the old signal is analog and uh, whatever you call display ports are digital and they're technically not compatible and you have to buy a bunch of adapters and half of them don't work. My goal is to avoid that. I have a computer with PCI slots. I should not. I mean, to me, I shouldn't have to buy an adapter. You know what I mean? It's like, no, this thing should be able to handle this, and work right. So I want it to work right. I don't want to, go a different way. But Rick said the main camera looks great. So good. Hey, CJ, what's up? All my stuff's running in webcam mode. The Canon's running on EOS utility. That's what you see when the camera turns off. EOS utility. You have to shut our EOS webcam utility. The GoPro is running in its webcam mode. And yeah, you could just hear the Canon just turned off again. So, well, it sounded like it did. Really weird. Keep throwing cats at the problem. Oh, one other thing I realized. Oh, thanks, Rob. Rob said the quality looks fine. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Oh, Places Lost said it looks a bit lower than usual. So, and again, this is the angle right now that I'm concerned with. That it's going to look lower than quality on this because that camera's $300 camera versus a $3,500 camera. So, and a $1,000 lens. Yeah, it's 60 FPS is the default. My camera is at 24 FPS, so that's actually what you're seeing no matter what. But I have a hardwired connection here, so I don't see why that should be an issue. But I can change that, lower it. I thought about lowering it to 24 since that's what I set it at anyways, but my camera at. But yeah, the camera's running in the cinematic settings I like, which is 24 frames a second and a 1/50th shutter speed. But main camera is a little dark and red, but looks great like that. That's the red is that's the PAP sign up there you're seeing. That casts that red down here. I don't really mind it. I thought it, well, ambiance. Yeah, I will be hearing that noise in my sleep. Oh, you think the Canon? You think the Canon looks soft and grainy? Even if it's... All right, yeah, I'll see if I could bump up. I'll look into bumping up the bit rate then. Oh yeah, you better be able to tell the difference between the two cameras. Yeah, I'm shooting. Also, I'm shooting the Canon like with it's got a 35-1.4 on it that I think is set at like f2.2 right now, so you get this great depth of field and all that. The GoPro, like the Canon, I'm setting manually. The GoPro is trying to compensate for how dark I have it in here. If I turn on the lights, I wonder what the GoPro looks like. If it's working right now, if it would, eh, fixed it a little bit, but not that much. So. Now you can see the Canon's blown out because I'm not, it's at the same settings, but I've turned down a bunch of lights. Yeah, I think part of the GoPro's problem is just it's the other lights in here. So, but I don't expect the GoPro to look good. It's a backup. So. Oh yeah, Dimitri, you told me that you can't get like the streams to come in at full resolution. Yeah, I actually ran when I streamed down here with Wi-Fi a couple times when I used to only stream down here occasionally because I used to stream upstairs at my desk before I realized I could. Or I think maybe before I bought this computer and took the old one down here, but I'd bring the old laptop I had down here and stream on Wi-Fi. But then I had to stream pretty low bit rate and low quality. And so I actually drilled a hole in the floor and ran an Ethernet cable from my upstairs modem all the way down here. So the computers are plugged into the actual internet here, which is decent. It's not the best. We don't have fiber or anything, but main camera's not struggling because of light. That would have zero effect on it. Places lost. I set up this light to be like this. This is just my new. I like it darker like this, but yeah, that has no effect. The camera's not on auto anything. It's on completely manual mode, so the light has no effect on it. But whereas the GoPro's trying to bump up its gain, ISO, whatever, however you'd want to phrase that on a GoPro. But yeah, the Canon's set in full manual mode. It's not changing anything. That's why, like I was saying, that throws it off. It doesn't adjust, whereas the GoPro will adjust because it's all automatic. See that how it flashes at first, and then it pulls the gain back up. Yeah, whereas the Canon, you don't get that at all. Yeah, I could put the GoPro in manual and limit. I could limit the GoPro's ISO. The whole thing is I don't want to rely on the GoPro. It's just like, in general, I like it when I want to, you know, when Dave's here, if he's saying something, I could show him. When we're working on a bike, I could go to the wide view, or I pointed it in the other direction before when I want to talk about what else is down here in the studio. So I'm not overly concerned about the GoPro looking good. I want this camera to always be the one that's working, you know? Huh. Yeah. But no idea why it turns off and on like this. Oh, so you're saying comparing it to last week, the image is not as sharp. So that's definitely like uh, that would be a bit rate issue, or whatever I'm streaming at. So I like saying, being that and it looks, because I could see like the preview window on YouTube Studio. I think I could show you guys that. And I could see, you guys won't be able to tell how grainy it is as it's your view versus another view. But so I've got that preview window that I could see, and I could tell that's not as sharp as it should be, for sure, now that I'm looking at it. I should check it out on my phone too. And I'll watch a little bit after the stream to double check everything. Yeah, pull this up. But yeah, I'll get this stuff sorted. Then I'm excited to do guests again and all that stuff. But I want to pull it up on them. See what it looks like on my phone. On my phone, I can't tell. If I was watching on my TV upstairs, that'll be the thing. That'll be a better test of it. Seeing it on the full screen TV, 4K TV. But there's the camera again. So the camera thing will be a matter of turning on and off. Will be a matter of testing out a different USB-C cable. I have a shorter one. I'll have to see if I can make it reach. If not, it might be the camera. Like I'm saying, there's this weird plugging in the other camera to see if autofocus works, because it should. Um, like I said, I opened up Canon's normal stuff to make the thumbnail. Everything was working. Then when I closed that, opened up OBS, everything was working. And yeah, now not so much. But yeah, find out if it is that 5D. That's the problem. And then it's just the camera, and there's nothing I could really do. That's camera's done as a streaming camera. I have 3 other decent cameras that I can use. I don't want to use my primary camera. I don't want it running like this all the time. But I do have a Canon 6D that I think might work. I could try that out. That's even older than this camera, but was less abused. And then I have the Canon R8, which is like the camera that I take with me when I ride my bike and stuff. But yeah, I definitely don't want to run my R5 like this all the time. It's not supposed to have an effect, but I don't care. I'm not going to do it. Yep, see, there we go. How's it going, Madison? Just doing a little test stream here for tomorrow night for the main streams. Tomorrow night we're going to do some contests too. So I've got a couple, like 4 kind of fun bike products that we'll give away. I have not come up with the contest yet, so that's something I have to do tomorrow. So yeah, so it's a different computer so OBS runs on my system. So the settings are different, you know what I mean? I had, when I brought down that other computer, however many years ago, 2 years ago, we started streaming down here. I optimized all the settings, and I did not take note of what they were. And I also, like I said, I harvested everything out of that computer, including its hard drives, which I formatted and put into this computer. So I don't even have access to that information. So I just need to figure all that out. So yeah. So definitely, I think it'll be upping. I just need to do the research again. I had done all that research years ago, and then everything always just ran the way it did. So I need to look that up. But oldest member award. There will definitely be one that's just for members. Dimitri said, does YouTube have 4K streaming now? I bet this thing would work in 4K. So annoying. You said, hey, what's up, Rambling Man? Really enjoying the content. Thanks. The main is soft to you, too. Not close to HD. Okay, so then, yeah, it must be running way too low. Are you able to change settings during the stream? I have no idea. Let's see what happens if I try. Oh, it says the video bitrate is running at 10,000, so that should not be an issue, right? If Twitch is maxed out at 6,000, this says it's at 10,000, then the issue is something else. Encoder preset. Let's see. Let's go slowest but best quality and see if anything happens with that. I just applied that. Let me know if anything changes on your guys' end. I won't know. I should probably, like Rick said, pulling up maps probably wouldn't be a bad idea, because I think people have a lot of opinions just about like what cameras look like versus, something that's just, a graphic. Get out of here. Yeah, I would look too at like the comment I have pulled up, because looking at like Rambling Man, your comment on the screen right now.
Rick Urbanovsky super chatted $1.99. Banana.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah, let me know how. Like, I think this would be an easier way to tell. Like, if this looks more like pixelated and stuff like that, then not that I really know how OBS encodes or live streamings encode, anyways. I mean, when you watch YouTube videos, stuff that's stagnant, or render out videos, always looks better because it's, yeah, whatever. I don't know how to explain the technical side of that. I just know that that's how it is. Yeah, Super Chat is working. Yeah. So yeah, the overlays are all working. All that stuff's fine. Like all the scenes are fine. Yeah. A test banana. Hey, what's up, Scenic Route? Down in Cincy. Started cycling in September. You did OTET from Cleveland to Cincy in October. Nice. Yeah. I was down in Cincinnati earlier or in the fall, and I rode part of the OTET north. Rode up to, how far did I make it? Xenia. Uh, just had a little time. My girlfriend picked me up. She had a meeting down there. Did my chat just free? Oh. Is there a reason I don't do HDMI into streaming PC? Yeah, because my cameras are running directly into the ports on the graphics card. I'm not using any hardware video capture cards. I'm using just the software from Canon and GoPro. So yeah, I would need there's so I'm no, it's running it. Yeah, you're right. So I'm not running it into the graphics card. Is that something that would potentially change it? Can you do that? No, because that's an output, right? Because it's going from Canon's proprietary connection on the camera to USB-C on the back of the computer. I think to run HDMI in when I need a video capture card, which I don't know. Let me know. I've never even looked into that because this has always worked, or kind of worked. What's up, Kim? Thanks, Madison. Well, and like initially when I started streaming upstairs, like I never had an issue with the camera not doing what it should. But like I said, it could be the camera at this point. Yeah, that's right. Places Lost. It took me a minute to realize that. Yeah, you don't plug. That would be if you had a capture card. You don't plug the camera into a graphics card. That's an output, not an input. So, hey, Dimitri, I know you mentioned Terry earlier, but this does feel like a Terry stream because I'm just here trying to fix technical stuff. I caught his earlier when he was getting his bike set up to head out, and then a little bit later when he was having lunch with the stuttering skater. So, Place Law said it isn't bad, but definitely isn't great. Yeah, so I'll have to figure out what's up with the quality. Like I said, I'll pull the stream up after I end here up on my TV and see what the comparison is and then try and do some research because, yeah, the bit rate should not be an issue. Looking at what I have that set at. So, yeah. Yeah, everything is set to like the highest. I mean, and I was always streaming in 1080 too, so I wasn't, it's not like I was streaming in 4K and turned it down. So, it does not let you change it doesn't look like it lets me change the frames per second while I'm live. So, yep. Yeah, I guess I'm just more interested in the comparison because I mean, it's never going to look as sharp as like, a YouTube video I make that I upload in, high quality 4K. Streams are always good. I mean, well, Dimitri said it can be done in 4K now, but 1080 is 1080 and on TVs doesn't look that great anymore or doesn't look as good as it used to. That's one of the reasons I don't like doing live premieres on YouTube. I've done a couple here and there, but it plays on like it's streaming, so everyone who watches the premiere for the first time, it doesn't come across in the quality that it actually is. And so if you watch it later, it looks way better. Then once I noticed that about premieres, I kind of got over the idea. I think I did one this year because I thought it'd be a fun one to chat during, but yeah, I'm like, I always like, I don't have a video go live until like the full 4K one is like processed. So looks super on your looks super on your iWatch. Oh, the other thing is, yeah, whoops, I dropped my notes that I was about to read from, of course. Oh, yeah, just real quick, I really appreciated the feedback on the year in review vid. I didn't name it that. I figured people are year in reviewed out, and so no one would watch it if I just called it a year in review, because I felt like it was a better video than that anyways. And so from the feedback, so did a lot of you guys. But that took forever to put together, so I was really glad that people liked it, and it did all right. You know, got good views. There were 384 clips in there, and basically I went into every folder from every project that I made this year and pulled at least a couple clips. So yeah, that process itself was time consuming. I spent a couple different days pulling the clips into the Premiere project, and then however many hours I spent on Friday night actually putting it together. So yeah, it's nice when people enjoy it and you get positive feedback on something that took a ton of work, you know. So thanks, Rick. Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing? Oh, and the other thing about that stream that video that I wanted to say, I'm going to do this as soon as I get off this stream. I forgot to put the music credits and the links to the musicians and the songs in that video. It was just one of those oversights, and it was just because, like I said, I'd spent so long editing that video. I made the thumbnail, uploaded it, posted it on Friday night, and set it to go live on Saturday, and I totally forgot to do that, and I feel really bad, so I'm going to add them to the description. Also put a pinned comment. There's a few people who have commented about like wanting to hear the music, and I haven't responded to those comments because once I respond, they get lost in the thread. But on YouTube, I can see what I haven't responded to yet. So if you're one of the people who said like, hey, what's this song? What's that song? The reason I haven't responded to you is I want to be able to, once I fix that, message you and say they're up there now. So yeah, it's kind of boring inside baseball stuff I wanted to talk about tonight. So, but overall, I'm excited about this setup. I think it's going to work way better once I get the kinks ironed out. And then, like I said, just having a decent computer down here with my Adobe programs on it will be nice as well. So I think, yeah, so the other plan is to get the second monitor that does have a display port, and then be able to split that one so the two OBSs go out that way. But, yeah, I'll see what happens. Yep. I've been lucky. We haven't had major stream problems in a while. And like I said, tonight I expected them. That's what I'm doing here, is trying to figure out what's working and what isn't. But, yeah, like, the camera there was a period where it went through that switching off and on thing, and it kind of cleared itself up, but yeah. Should have done 365 clips. I wasn't counting as I was doing it. It was just once I had all the clips loaded into Premiere, I could see that that whatever in the project thing that it said 384 at the top, and I was like, yeah, no wonder this took so long. What's up, Ed? Didn't watch it yet. Spoilers. Well, it's a year in review, so you know. Let's see how it looks when I'm drinking a beer. Yeah. Well, I've started my dry-ish January now. Like I said, I don't do dry January or pretty much dry anything. But I knew I wasn't going to try and like not drink anything when I had like leftover alcohol in my fridge from New Year's, because I just know myself too well. So last week I'm like, as I go about doing my, I'll finish this off and then I just won't buy any and bring in the house. So I'm not going to, like I said, it won't be dry January. Like if I'm out with friends or something and I have a couple drinks, when I've completely quit, I just haven't been, I hate being in those situations, not because of peer pressure. None of my friends peer pressure me. I hang out with people who don't drink. We never, it doesn't have to be a thing at all. But I enjoy beer and I enjoy going to breweries and places. So like a bike stop, having a beer or two is fine. But yeah, so for January though, my goal is to not have any here. So it'll be there'll be tea streams again like we were doing last winter. Hey, what's up, Jared? How's it going? I can't believe how much more snow you guys got, Jared, out there in Pennsylvania than we did. It's like the storm just didn't get to us. Yesterday, me and Ben rode 40 miles, my large Marge, and it was just the snow wasn't even sticking. It was like 33, 34. It was good that it was kind of snow coming down. We were still getting damped, but not soaked through, which was so it was still really rideable. When I got back, I was damp but not wet. But I almost wish it was a few degrees colder and we were getting the snow. Though I wouldn't have ridden as far if the snow was piling up. Probably we got a nice 40-mile ride in, a mix of country roads and off-road stuff. So, hey, what's up, Sean? Oh, you thought you saw Premiere videos fuzzy because of your old iPhone? Yeah, I think it's because it's using basically, it must just be kind of using the streaming technology. I don't know the behind the scenes of what's going on with the Premieres, but like I said, I just do not like the fact that it's downgrading the quality so much during a Premiere. So, yeah, Dimitri, you got a whole year to watch that video. Major stream problems is great content. Cycling Brian, you said you think it's looking good from your end. Thanks. Chuck, YouTube has a ton of information out there. So, like, with trying to get like, if I feel like when I watch it myself that the quality's not like what it looks like before I switch this computer, I will. Their help pages are really good. Yeah, they have a lot. YouTube has a ton of information to help you with all kinds of aspects of YouTube. If you want to talk to someone, not so much, unless you're a very big creator. I think you get some kind of if you get the play button, which is what 100,000. They say then they might have a person you're able to talk to, but they do have a lot of information out there. And of course, there's just on YouTube. There's just other creators who have this kind of stream I'm doing right now is all they do. So yeah, I just need to look into some of that stuff. But there's certain things, that are like unexplainable. Like why is the autofocus not working on this Canon camera? I can't there's no diagnostic thing I could do when it worked a half an hour ago and it's not working now. You know what I mean? Like what is the question to ask? Like why, ask any car mechanic. Intermittent problems are the ones that are the hardest to figure out. So looking forward to Moist March. I mean, one of the goals is to cut back in general. I feel like pandemic drinking and then my back pain drinking from a couple years ago have just all kind of compiled, and it's time to get back to a healthier place. Oh, you guys are getting that. Yeah, we're getting snow in the morning tomorrow that's supposed to turn to rain as well because the high's like 40. So I kind of wanted to get out and ride today because tomorrow looks like such garbage. And I just got working on a bunch of projects, including this one. As I can't remember if I talked about this, but over the weekend, me and Dave, I had kind of cleaned out the studio in a way to be set up for my New Year's little get together and party. And then while I had that, I cleared even more out so we could kind of fix some of the walls here and paint them and stuff like that. So I was kind of getting the studio back in shape today and doing all that kind of stuff. And then by the time it was getting later, I'm like, I don't feel like doing a ride in the dark, but probably should have just forced myself to get out for a little earlier and done that stuff tonight because tomorrow looks like trash. But I went for a walk instead. If I go ballistic and start ripping out wires, that's good content. If I was alone and I wasn't on a live stream and I was trying to deal with this, it gets a lot more like that. When I'm on my own and I'm trying to do stuff and it just keeps and I can't figure it out, I am not a happy camper. I talk to myself a lot. my little cat's been good for that because I don't want to get like all upset when this new little alley cat is around because I don't want to scare him. So it's helped calm me down a little bit, take a deep breath instead of yelling at everything. So Slow Cyclist, yeah, I signed up for Black Fork. We actually already, group of us already rented a cabin. So yeah, I'll be out doing it. Mixed feelings. I still get comments on that Black Fork video because I was going off on people's bike etiquette, poor bike etiquette. And some people took it the wrong way. I was only talking about the experienced people who should know better. I wasn't talking about a newbie who's never done a bike event, and I thought that was clear enough in the video. But everyone internalizes everything and a lot of people take things personally when they shouldn't. But yeah, I'll do it anyways. The thing I always say I've only done Black Fork twice, but the thing that I need to do is just race off the start line. I don't want to ride Black Fork that fast, but just getting in the mix on those first few hills is so frustrating with people just like jumping off their bike without saying anything, And again, walking up the middle, like walking the best line. Like I said, I can understand if you've never done stuff before, but if you've been around like other cyclists and cycled in groups before, you have to know you don't, if you're going to walk, you don't get to walk the good line, right? So whatever. But yeah, I'll be there. You said YouTube is indicating 720. Does it have a 1080p option though? Because that's just if YouTube says it's playing in 720, that could just be your system, that's, variable resolution is which makes YouTube work. That's why we don't get those big loading screens anymore. That way, when YouTube and streaming first, not streaming, but just streaming video first came out. So click that setting and see if you could turn it to 1080. If 720 is the maximum, then I definitely messed something up. Okay, Dimitri said he sees 1080 60. So yeah, that's your connection, Rick. Took me 2 years to get a proper Allen wrench. I used to drive Rick crazy because I would use my multi-tool, my carrying multi-tool when I was working on bikes here. I had proper Allen wrenches. It was just I didn't feel like finding them while I was streaming. Then I finally got that 3-sided one. So Placeless, you said you were happy to get 40 here in Buffalo before the next couple days of bad weather. Oh, 40 miles. Gotcha. Yeah. Did you guys get that storm? It kind of came, what, east to west though, right? Or something weird? Didn't it come out a weird direction? Because Buffalo, you guys usually get crushed if it's from the north with the lake effect, right? Tomorrow you guys are getting 50-mile-an-hour gusts. That's insane. Yeah. It's always windy where I live in the winter. Spring and winter, it's always pretty windy. 50 miles an hour is different. Yeah. Rick said your cat keeps you in check. This camera is driving me nuts. Would they let you ride an e-bike at Nutmeg? You wouldn't want to ride an e-bike at Nutmeg, man. You'd be, because there's hike-a-bike stuff. You would not want to be pushing that up that's probably why I've never seen one there. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Ronnie put out anywhere that you can't ride an e-bike, but you would not want to. I would not recommend it. You would be pushing that up steep rocky climbs. I guess you could do the shorter option. There was one that went out to the coast this year that I don't think was as rough, but I didn't ride it, so I don't know that for sure. I wonder if I could point this camera down. This old tripod that I have this GoPro sitting on is kind of locked in place. Oh, that's right. I remember that the rubber handle just spins on the metal, so I can't actually lower it without tools. Mustache Ride, you said kids these days will never understand the frustration of buffering. Yeah. Remember how you used to pause the video to let that red or the gray bar under the red bar build up before you'd play it again so you didn't have to watch it? Your eyes would be down there watching those two bars come together as they moved across. Yeah. So. Oh, nice. You'll be at Black Fork. Sweet. Yeah. Our plan will be to. Last year we wanted to, after Black Fork, ride the Mohican trails down there, but it rained the next day, so we never got the chance to. So hopefully this year we get to do that. Buffalo got a couple over the weekend, but it's mostly melted and no lake effect this year. Yeah, it's funny because we've already had a little bit. Our first storm was not storm. Our first snow, where we had snow on the ground, was lake effect here, and the weather has to be pretty much directly out of the north since I'm a good 35 miles from the lake down here. So, Chris, you did a wet 25 yesterday. Yeah. Cool. As long as that 1080 setting exists. So, yeah, Sean, if you're seeing 480, it's not your phone. It's the connection. It's your connection to the internet. So YouTube's just playing it in as high quality as you can handle. So, sorry if there's no cat talk. You're going dog walking. Now I'm going to be gone here in about 5 minutes because I am going to get to work and then try and do some more of the technical stuff I can't do while I'm live, do some more research and all that stuff. But because tomorrow will be the long stream, the normal stream. Oh, and you have to request a desktop site to chat. That's interesting because even when I pull up YouTube on my phone now, the chat is like real prominent where it didn't used to be like that. No maps in 24. We had maps up. It just didn't do anything. Let's see where the cat is. When I'm down here, he's always down here. He loves being in the basement. I bet there's a chair right around the corner. I'm guessing he's sitting on it. Yep. Hey, you want to stream? There we go. There's Edmund. Whoop, got him blocked by the mic. Do you want to hang out? See if the cannon's working. Oh, there we go. Get it good. The Lion King. Sorry, I won't annoy you anymore. You got a cat and 2 dogs? Bring on the cat talk if the cat keeps me in my Zen mode. Yeah. He helps a lot. He's a lot of fun. He's really even more, I was talking about it a little last week, but come out of his shell even more. Like, he was always super friendly. He was never skittish, but he was just like very cautious and he didn't like play or anything like that. And now, like, it's usually probably about this time of night when I'm working on editing videos or editing photos that he's even like kind of fetching. So some of the little like soft mouse toys I bought for him and some of the ones that Pudgy sent up here, I constantly throw him back and forth, and he'll actually about half the time, maybe 25% of the time, bring them back to me. So if ever any of you guys hadn't ever seen what this whole space looks like, this is actually what I'm sitting in. So a lot of that's old camera and other bike stuff, like vintage camera stuff, not like old of my camera stuff, like the cases, because I have all the cameras on display. But this little area, so there's an old bar here with my 2 TVs that you can kind of see, that I just built like a little shelf for the top TV. Also, if you don't know why I'm always looking up when I talk about stuff, it's because that's where the second TV is. But yeah, this was a whole little cage. It must have been like for this guy's tools. It was actually lockable, but I took out the wall that's on this side, and I took out the wall where the TVs are just to, because there was no need. But this was this was like a real estate office, this side of the building, where the other side was an old pharmacy. So yeah, I think it was all tools and I don't know, whatever down here. Strap the GoPro to Edmund. Hey, what's up, Samir? Yeah, I bike all year round now, and down to the low 20s. I mean, I biked in the teens and even lower, but low 20s is where I'm cool. Yeah, wool, layering up with wool is my thing, and then a windbreaker is really the the main thing for me. Double wool socks, all that kind of stuff. So, and then I have snow tires. I have an old Trek mountain bike from the early 2000s that I've put steel studded tires on. So that's not for the cold. That's for the snow. I'll ride a normal bike. Yeah, one of my normal bikes if it's dry. But yeah, it's just about finding what layers work for you, what keeps you comfortable and dry. And I mean, when I say dry, I also mean dry from sweat. That can be just as bad. So, Madison, checked out Common Birds. Yeah, I love that band. Those guys are great. They're cyclists too. So that's how we connected. They started watching this channel, and they also have a second channel for their bike stuff called Good Observers. I don't know if I've ever dropped a link to their bike channel. I'm sure I have, but I'll do it again. If YouTube will let me just Google something that basic. Oh, it did. Good. Yeah, so this is their cycling channel. Do I have a Common Birds command? That's been one of the things I wanted to add. And if I don't, we're going to add it right now. I want to make one of those that like links to their Spotify or something. Let's open up this. I'll show you what I'm doing. Make this a real Terry B-like stream. Where are we? Chatbot, chat commands, custom commands. We do need an Edmund emoji. Now that I have my own cat, I don't need to use Aaron's. Maybe I'll just make the Common Birds command CB. And we'll go to their YouTube channel. Oh, better put in band. Common Birds. A lot of YouTubes. Let's see, does this work instantly? I'm sure Dimitri knows this. Oh, nice. There we go. Yeah, I do. I keep wanting to make more emojis. It's something that's been on my list of YouTube things to do for a long time, and I haven't done it yet. And I think we have enough channel members now that I get more. So Discord, I pretty much unlimited. I can make as many emojis as we want, but YouTube limits. You get more with more channel members. They enable more. So. And I wouldn't mind changing. I know we added the Brooks Saddles ones, which I love. But yeah, it'd be fun to update them. Spam the chat. Yeah. I wish I could point this GoPro down a little more because Edmund is. Let's see if I. There we go. You can't see his head though. Oh yeah, you can, with his paws hanging over there. This is something else I used to do on the streams a lot. Like when I started, I would just talk about everything new I was doing. So for any who don't know, this is how I run my audio. This is the Tascam. It's like a field recorder, and I also use it to record sound separately from my camera, so I can use. So in case I don't know, just so I have two separate tracks, you know what I mean, and better quality. So that runs this mic, and when Dave's here, I plug in a separate shotgun mic to this. So this is the audio interface. It goes micro USB to USB into the camera. So it also has its own external mics. But see, There we go. Yeah, I was trying to think. There's probably some. I think I have a list of other chat commands I want to add to, but I'm glad I thought of that one right now. So. It's been about an hour. I'm going to wrap this one up. Like I said, I want to do some more research, so tomorrow's normal stream goes really well. I am going to unlist this stream. If you're in the Discord, you'll still be able to find it through that. It'll still play. That doesn't matter to you guys because you're already here. But so, yeah. Check this out. Check out that. Yeah, so tomorrow will be bikes in a contest. Yeah, I do use the Tascam for voiceovers. Sometimes I do them directly into the computer, depending on what I'm doing, though. So you just missed us, Mario, but we'll be back with the regular stream tomorrow. This was kind of a boring technical thing we were doing here, but yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for the feedback, Dimitri, Rick, everybody else who's let me know what to think of the quality. That's the only way to test stuff is to test stuff, unfortunately. And so I figured better to do it on a random day than when everyone's expecting the regular scheduled content. Yeah, camera's out. We'll end it with that. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
this time.
Fitzwater photo.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
this time.
Fitzwater photo.
In the awful way, holiday, holiday today, and all I want to say, holiday, holiday today. You catch the first train.